Okay, let's talk. All right. I have been trying to film this video. Never have I ever. I actually filmed it. And then I couldn't find an app that was working to help me edit it. And then I decided I was just going to film it again because, maybe I was being weird. Maybe I just need to film it again one more time. But then I tried and I filmed like 3 different clips. And I just feel like I can't get it. Like, I don't know what it is. Okay. I think I figured out why. Excuse me. I might have been having such a hard time filming that video, and it was because I watched this other video. It was Brooklyn and Bailey, and they were showing their house, and I was just like, man, let me film this YouTube video because I've been wanting to for the past couple of days. I just haven't had the time, but so that maybe I can get like that, like, you know what I'm saying, where I can get to a point where I can buy myself a house, you know what I'm saying. And I was going to continue on and say that my motive was wrong, but now I feel like that's dumb. Like, I just feel like it's dumb. But we're gonna try to film the video anyways. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so I just watched the beginning part of my video to see if it had any relevance, like if it still made sense to me. And I think it did, because the reason I started this YouTube channel was not to make money. It was not to become famous. It was to be a light and to illustrate and to demonstrate. And so I think that the reason I had so much trouble filming it the first time was because the Holy Spirit was checking me, because he didn't want that motive to get down on the inside of me. So I agree with what I said. Might have been fighting it a little bit in the moment, but yeah, I do agree with what I said. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Okay, bye. So this is never have I ever, never been done before. Okay, if you don't know how to play never have I ever, group of people, 10 fingers typically, but we're not doing a typical style over here. Group of people, 10 or 5 fingers, go around saying things you've never done, put the finger down, everybody gasps, you tell the story, and then you move along. The person at the end of the game, well, the person who puts all their fingers down first loses. The person with the most fingers up at the end wins. And usually the end is just when everyone's like, I ain't got nothing else to say. Okay, so first, never have I ever struggled with my identity. Completely. It's natural. It's normal. And I think that when you are born, you don't know who you are. And then when you grow up, you still don't know who you are. You just know what people call you. So, you know what I'm saying? And we also, at least in Western culture, identify ourselves with what we do. So it's really easy to not know who you are. And I think a lot of people don't. And I'm not saying that I know who I am like perfectly, you know what I'm saying? But I do know that I am a child of the Most High God, that I am called, that I am wonderfully and fearfully and wonderfully made, that I am his masterpiece, that I am the apple of God's eye. Those are all things that I know. And because I know that, I can move forward and do whatever. So yes, I have completely struggled with my identity. Next one. Never have I ever struggled with my sexuality. Yeah, 100%. And this is such a taboo topic in the church, just like sex is, which is why I think it's a topic that takes so many people out. It keeps so many people away from the church, because I feel like it's normal, like, especially because, like, I don't think sexual perversion is normal. I don't think that is normal. But I think because it's so common in our day and age, it's natural to be like, do I like that? Especially if you get exposed to it, because it's like hidden in pockets around the world, like in the universe. So you're gonna interact with somebody at some point, I feel like, who is, very into their sexuality or something. It's hard to explain. It's like a spirit. But anyways, and I think that is unfortunately part of the enemy's plan, is to keep us around those types of spirits. Because I won't say people, because not all people want to do everything that is evil, even though we are both good and evil. You get back on topic, back on topic. But I do think it's natural to have and ask those questions. And I think that's just what it starts as. It's a question. And then if you don't go and ask that to somebody because you feel shame about it, like I did, then it becomes a struggle. So go ask somebody who you don't know. If you don't feel like you can trust anybody, go ask somebody who you do know, if you feel like you can trust them. And if you don't feel like you can trust anybody, I mean, really ask yourself why you feel like you can't trust anyone, because it's important to have someone that you can trust and talk to about that. And if you don't, I mean, shameless promo. Go talk to the Lord about it, because he already knows. He just wants to hear you say it. Okay, number 3, never have I ever lacked trust in myself. I think I have always wanted to be confident. Like when I think about and dream, when I think back on my life and think about what I dreamed about growing up, it was just to be the ultimate cheetah girl, growl power, like just confident girl who could strut, and she could do this and she could do anything. You know what I'm saying? And I think that I also had a lot of fear in my life. So it made me feel like I would never, ever be that. And so as I'm looking for my identity, and then I also struggle with my sexuality, and then people are also telling me things that aren't true about myself and being mean to me and bullying me and all these different types of things, even though people at the same time are also telling me, no, you're not this, no, you're not this, and then God is trying to remind me, hey, this is who I've called you to be. I still, like all of it so much. I made so many decisions that weren't for me because I didn't know how to be for me. Of course, I lost trust in myself. And I think that although it is something that I wouldn't have wanted to happen, I'm so glad it did, because now the trust that I have in myself is greater and stronger. It's such a tight bond, and I don't think it will ever be broken. Don't do that, computer. I need you to stay awake. Anyways, number 4, never have I ever believed a lie of the enemy. 100%. I think that believing a lie of the enemy helps me to identify what is God's voice and what is not God's voice. I am not telling you to believe a lie of the enemy, people. I'm just telling you it helped me actualize the scripture, my sheep know my voice, and a stranger they will not follow, because when I believed it, it led me down a path of why, I don't understand. And then I was like, why is my life like this? And then I was like, where does this all trace back to? And after I traced the thought all the way back, and I was like, I believed a thought one time that said, you're poopy boo-boo. And that's why I'm here right now. And undoing all of that took a lot of time, but it has made me more confident in the voices that I listen to in my head, that I listen to in real life, and it's just made my life so much better. So while I don't recommend listening or believing a lie of the enemy, I think it might happen at some point. Don't beat yourself up about it, but it can be a really, really, really critical turning point for you, and critical in the sense that it is, that it's beneficial. Like it's a critical, beneficial turning point for you if you allow it to be. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, never have I ever judged myself. And here's the thing, I didn't start out judging myself, because I feel like when you come into this world, everyone is like, well, maybe this is just me. I was like, I am the best. Nobody is better than me. Nobody is blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, when I started judging other people because I was insecure, even though I didn't know I was insecure, and that's why I was judging other people, that judgment came and turned itself back around on me. Even though I wasn't going around and saying to people like, ew, why are you doing that? Like I was doing it internally, which I feel like is almost worse. But that's another time, another talk for another day. But seriously, I have judged myself. And it wasn't because I was like, I'm actively going to judge myself. It was because I had judged so many people before, and you reap what you sow. Don't do it. That's one hand. Let's do the other one. Never have I ever made a decision I regretted. And this one's tricky because I feel like I have and I haven't. Like, would I have liked to believe a lie of the enemy? No. Would I have liked to have been in a relationship with someone that I knew, like, I'm not talking about romantic or anything, but got into friendships with people that I knew didn't really care about me or all this stuff for me or whatever? No. But I did, and I don't, just one finger. But I don't regret it because it taught me something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like I have wasted any of my time, and I'm also not that old. So a lot of the things that I would regret is just, some people would consider just me being a kid. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of think of it like that. But then I also learned to frame my life in the context of the reality that anything that I do, unless I like blaspheme the Holy Spirit, is not going to stop God's love. I mean, that only denies you entrance into heaven, but it's not going to stop God's love for me. It's not going to stop his plan for me. And it's just like, I am not the ultimate authority over my life. So I think that when I recognize that, and I've taken every decision that I've ever made and kind of looked at it and like, would I have done that now? No. But am I mad that I did it? No, because now I know when I go into a similar situation that is like that, I'm not going to make that same decision. You know? Okay. Never have I ever been afraid to speak up for myself. Yeah, it's hard, especially when you don't know who you are and you're not solid in that. You don't know what people are going to say. You don't, and you can't control it. And that comes from judgment, that comes from fear, it comes from a lot of things. So it's hard to speak up for yourself. And also when you don't know who you are, you don't really know what you like or what you want or what you don't like. And so for me, I didn't allow myself to like really feel a lot of things. And so it made it harder for me to understand like where I should set up a boundary or something like that. So I think, yes, I've completely been afraid to speak up for myself. And it's not something to be ashamed of. It's just not a place that you want to stay, because then you'll create a miserable reality for here. And I'm trying to live in heaven on earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done as earth as it is in heaven. Okay? Anyways, did I already put... Yes, right? 8, 9. Okay, yeah. Never have I ever worn... I meant to take this one out. Never have I ever worn someone else's underwear. Yes, it was my mom's. They were clean and I didn't have any underwear. Never have I ever pretended to be someone I'm not. Yes. It just links back to identity to me. Like, if you don't know who you are, you're going to act like other people that you see. And like, I think I'm an emulator. And it is very beneficial when it is in the correct arena, but like fabricating your persona off of emulation that's not the correct arena for that. You know what I'm saying? And so I think when you pretend to be someone you're not, for me, it was just like I was being someone that I had seen other people approve of because I wanted other people's approval. And that's the next never have I ever wanted the approval of others. 100%. Because when you don't know, you're already approved, you're already loved. And this isn't because I didn't have a family that was loving. I didn't have a family that was gracious and they gave me everything I needed and basically everything I wanted. It wasn't because of that. Like, there is just a void that only God can fill. And so you are going to act out of what you lack until you get it from him. Period. Okay? That's 2 hands down. There's almost 1 more full hand to go. Never have I ever, I'm not going to do that one because it's the same thing. It just says, never have I ever not known who to be / not known who I am. Yes, I have. 100%. Completely normal. Go talk to Jesus about it. He'll help you. And I think also when you go talk to Jesus about it, go talk to people who know you. Go talk to your mom. Go talk to your dad. Go talk to your sister. Go talk to your cousin. Go talk to your brother. Look back on memories and you will realize, at least this was my case, that you have always, like pretty much, I feel like you might have always been the same. Like not a lot about you has changed. And your case could be the exact opposite. But like you know who you are, what you like deep down on the inside, no matter how much of a facade or a cover up you've put on. So I think when you go back and remind yourself of when you were young and didn't have any worries and didn't place any expectations on yourself, you will see who you are. And when you remind yourself, your spirit will be like, oh, I can be that again. Like I can just be me, you know? Okay. Says I'm not going to do it and then does it. Never have I ever clinged to a person/relationship because I thought I'd never be loved again. Yes, girl. Biggest, fattest lie, trick of the enemy. You are loved by the creator of the universe. Like, so loved that you can't even begin to understand it. Like, I just got a toe tap into the love, I feel like, when I got here this semester. And I don't ever feel like I will need anything again. Like, ever. Like, seriously, honest to God. Like, Bible. I don't think I will ever need anything again. So don't get caught up in that. Like if you feel like that, just know that's not the right relationship for you to be in. That's not the right person for you to be around because they don't want you to, maybe not them per se, it might be them, but it also might be the spirit that they have may not want you to become all that you are supposed to become. So you need to get the heck out of Dodge and they need to realize why that they think that way and why they feel like they have to have someone to have and hold beneath them because they are meant to be loved like I'm meant to be loved and like you're meant to be loved and accomplish everything that God has set forth for them to accomplish. So get the heck out of Dodge, girl. Get the heck out of Dodge. Or guy. So did I put a finger down? Okay, yes. Never have I ever felt like I didn't belong anywhere. Yes, I felt like everywhere I've gone, just in spaces that were naturally dominated by people who were more like that aren't believers, I've always felt like this isn't for me. You know what I'm saying? Not because the people are bad. I'm like, this just isn't for me because it's conformity. Like I'm starting to see a pattern everywhere I go in places, no matter how great or bright the person's spirit is and things like that. But like, you will conform in one way or another if you don't have something to stand upon, you know? So I've definitely felt like that. I think it's normal. And I've thought of it in like this cute kind of endearing way where it's like, it's God tugging on a heartstring, trying to remind us like, hey, I don't want you to look like that. Like maybe there's a reason that that they don't accept. Maybe there's a reason and it doesn't have to do with you and who you are and that any of that is bad, but like maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we come find out. Anyways, so yes, nope, there's 2 fingers. This is really uncomfortable. Okay, I'm almost finished. I'm running out of time. Last one. Never have I ever decided to become the version of me I dreamt of all my life and done it. Yes, I have. I made that decision this spring before I even knew I was making it. And it's all God, let's be honest. Like I had to make some decisions and decide whether or not I was going to be free and all these things, but it's all God. And it's the best decision I have ever made. When I look back on my life and think about what I dreamed of being, it was always confident. Like I just wanted to be confident, like cheetah girl, strut your stuff, like that confident. And I feel like I am now. And not that I feel like I'm the most confident I'll ever be, but I'm the most confident that I've been. And it's a progress, and I love every part of it. So I think, and I believe that if you didn't put a finger down to never have I ever decided to become the version of me I dreamt of all my life and done it, girl, guy, your mama, name it, you need to do it. You have to do it. Because you are the only one who gets to be you. And you don't know what the world is missing out on if you don't decide to become the version of you that you've dreamt of all your life. You got to do it. Anyways, I'm so happy because I was able to successfully film this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it inspired you. And more than that, I hope you feel like you had someone you could relate to, especially in a lot of these touchy, hard, very personable, I'm speaking too fast. Very personal, very vulnerable subjects, because these are the things that really change and transform lives, and I feel like we need to talk about them more often. Not necessarily the wearing someone else's underwear, but it was funny. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm not going to tell you to like or subscribe. I'm just not going to tell you to do any of that, because I wouldn't want to do that if you told me to. If you want to, you will, okay? Anyways, love you very much. Dude, this happened when I first started to film the video. It literally just, I don't even know why it does this. It just turns on. It just turns on. Okay. Goodbye.